I am better than all of Canada. What do I mean by that? I showed up to a Canadian. Actually, let's go even further back. I used to live in South Dakota, right? But now I live in Alaska. But that means I had to make the trip. So I moved from Sturgis, South Dakota, and hopped into my, bumblebee looking car, my Camaro, and, drove all the way here. Me and my luxury cars. And came all the way to Alaska, where I am now, right? But on the way, I had to stop in uh Canada, right? This is about the second day showing up, and I'm like, dang, man, I should find a Canadian tournament. Finding a Canadian tournament makes it to where I have attended not one, not two, but a tournament in 3 different countries. So I went to SHCL Presents Steep Competition number 10 Tiered Brackets Edition. Now, that's a mouthful. But I'm pretty sure what this is just a school, a Smash Club or something like that, hosted by the college, I assume. I don't really know. But I showed up, and there was a lot of good players there. Like RMA, their number one player that I can't remember, and it's a Wii Fit / Pit player. But, like, and it was pretty nice. So this is just a little bit of ways from Edmonton. This took me 10 hours to get there. I was exhausted so bad that when driving up to Edmonton, I started to like get a little dizzy and I had to pull over to kind of like get some air and like clock back in a little bit. But on the way there, I went to this tournament and this is what my bracket looked like. Now, Kade, none of those names you said are in this bracket. I know this is really bad looking. Just roll with me. And I'm like, yeah. So if we go back to what they were talking about with this tiered brackets edition, they wanted to try and do like put people into sections that they feel like they belong in. It's really weird. So basically, think of it like O tours go with O tours, 2 tours go with 2 tours, and then their top tens all in a bracket by themselves. I think this is a very bad idea. I think not only does it reward bad players for being bad, and it punishes the good players and rewards the bad players. Not only that, but they had me come into this event, and they seated me among their 2 tours, right? And so I kind of just like I'm okay, right? It's whatever. 2 tours, like sure, I might as well be called a 2 tour. Um, and my first match is Spitfire. All right, Spitfire was a Joker main who was trying to play Snake, and we sit down and he said he saw me playing friendlies, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And we start playing, right? Game one goes pretty normal. It's a pretty normal game one. We have, gosh, I don't remember the stages, but it was a pretty normal game one. My favor. Uh, it's one of those matches where it's like, oh, you can tell this guy's kind of getting caught off guard by these duck hunt can setups and stuff. And then, um, game two, same thing a little bit. Game three, he switches to Joker, which, if you remember, Joker is his main. And that's where I got a little like, oh, boat got a little rocky. Next 2 games, not heavily in his favor, but with the usage of camping with gun and side B, which is how I think you're supposed to play the matchup. Don't get me twisted. I think that's how Joker can play the matchup and be fine. I think Joker wins that. Uh he takes me to game 5. And I'm sitting there, right? And I'm like, okay, this is a horrible matchup for Daka. I can go Joker. But when it comes to scrapping, his Joker could be better than my Joker, right? And I don't like Dittos anyway. I'm not a fan, not a big fan of Dittos. Dittos, I get, I just don't like them. Min Min, Min Min's an option, right? Because I can just play Min Min. and he might not even have a min-min in his area, or he might not be good against min-min. In the way he's playing with this like camper mentality, he might not be able to rush me down right away. Game 5 happens, goes in my favor, baby. That's what we're talking about, right? And now we're talking. He's off talking to his friends, and we're all getting ready for the next thing. And I'm like, okay, it's like let's get it. Like, all right, won my round one. That's already an upset. I was seeing it go like 1-2 in the 2-2 bracket, which is crazy. Um, and I go ahead and Spitfire. He's talking a little bit. He's talking about, oh, these can setups are crazy. This guy's really good. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm used to this. People like getting hit with the duck hunt stuff and being like, oh my gosh. And the idea of the game 5 min-min, right? That sucks, right? Don't got time to adapt to it. Um, and we move on, right? Other things happen. There's 3 different brackets, and I signed up for all 3. I signed up for Melee, Smash 4, and Ultimate. I think I go and play my first Smash 4 set, and then I hop over to fight for the Link player, right? And I don't. I mean, this is another 2-2, right? I looked at the top 10, and none of these guys were on it. And so I start playing, and I'm fighting FIFA, right? We're playing Joker. I'm playing Joker Link, and it's back and forth, like real back and forth. I'm hitting him with stuff, and he's hitting me with stuff, and he's getting like crazy good zoning options and like punishing me for what like doing. He's just we're both playing really well. Game 5 rolls around. Now, at this full tournament, DSR was active. And if you don't know what DSR is called Dave's Stupid Rule. And basically, this is a very stupid rule that makes it to where you cannot go back to a stage you won on. And it's full DSR. So I am forced to play on different I can't go back to a stage I won on. Now, that's normally not an issue. That is normally not an issue. What is the issue is I am fighting Link, and the only 2 stages that are left are Kalos and Town. I don't want to fight a Zoner on either of those stages. What? No, absolutely not. So what do? I go ahead and I'm like, hey, let's go to Town and City. And then the Min comes out for game 5, bro, and it wasn't even close. It was a 3 stock. Hit him out of here. Oh my gosh. I picked that character, and bro let out a. Oh, you know it's me. You know it's me, man. Oh my gosh. And it was clean. Which then made me realize that maybe my Joker's not up to par. But that doesn't really matter, because I still won. I think it's mainly more of a matchup thing, and the fact that we got Town and City, this it just sucked. Whew. And then I fight Coffee, and before I start Coffee's match, man, Coffee was possibly the most scary match out of all of them, man. Coffee and me sit down. He picks Inkling. I pick Joker. Game 1's in his favor. It's back and forth, right? That's a weird matchup. I don't really get it down, especially since it's a bad matchup. I believe that I need to like actually practice, but you don't play Inklings. Inklings are an extinct race. So I switched to Duck Hunt, right? And we run Duck Hunt Inkling for like 2 games, right? And so it's 1-2. It's 1-2, my favor. And then he pulls out Cloud against my Duck Hunt. It's a bad matchup. It's a really bad matchup. I personally think Duck Hunt versus Cloud is one of Duck Hunt's worst matchups in the game. But I digress. It's whatever. We play it out, and I lose. Right? I actually was kind of cooking. I think at like 50% I hit down air. I hit Clay Pigeon down air. And I was like, he nodded a little bit. He was like, okay, okay. And I really tried to bring that cooking. I tried cooking him up, and just didn't bite really. And then we hop into game 5, right? And I'm like, okay, it's Cloud. I'm going Joker. I'll just go Joker. Like, that matchup sucks. I play Joker for a reason. I go Joker, and I think I take 2 stocks before he takes one. And it's just kind of like, whatever. And we move on, right? Now we're in grand finals. And you notice something here, right? I'm not fighting Coffee again. I'm fighting Reek. Specifically, the Reek? Like, this guy lost to Coffee. Um, yeah. Coffee got 3-0'd by Reek. Which makes this part that I'm about to tell you really, really funny because Coffee, like, and I'm playing different games, right? I'm playing different games. I think I get a friendlies match or two in. Coffee this whole entire time is like, I need to beat him. He needs to beat me. That's all he's saying this whole time. He's playing friendlies with their local duck hunt, which, to be fair, I'm better than, like, I mean that in the nicest way, right? Like, I'm just better than their duck hunt. He's going around talking to people, trying to get, like, ideas on how to do it, and I hear it, right? And I hear it because it's not a big venue. I just hear it, and I'm like, yeah, like, huh, I guess I've always been on the other side of that. And so I move on and I fight the Reek instead because Coffee gets 3-0'd, which goes onto a big thing. Don't worry about the future sets, worry about the set that's right in front of you. Because if you can't beat that set that's right in front of you, you're not going to get a shot at the future. Okay? And I fight the Reek. And my friends were making fun of me for not playing Joker as much recently. And so I came into this tournament with like, hey, I'm gonna prove my Joker is that guy. Right? My Joker, it's different, trust me. And I go ahead and I play the Reek. Game 1 heavily in my favor, bro. He is DIing all these combos in. He ain't getting it done. I honestly don't remember the games I lost. I'm going to go off the assumption that I lost games because I just wasn't caring enough. I definitely know I died because I just was not matching. Like, he would grab me and I was like, click, 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 go. Okay. So it was definitely that. Like, this goes to a game 5. Game 5, I lock in, right? I'm like, okay, I've been driving for the past like 10 hours. I've been up for over 12. Like, it is like almost 11. And I've been on the road since 6 or 7 a.m. Like, it's time to lock in. And what do, bro? I lock in and I destroy that kid game 5, bro. That shit was in the bag. I wasn't worried a second. Not a second, not a millisecond, because I am the GOAT. Okay? The GOAT. The greatest of all time. And that's it. That's Grants, bro. I won a tournament for the first time in a very long time. Given it's against these guys, and my hardest match was winners finals, but I just like I don't know. Like, it nothing to it really, and I just move on. And then we can talk about another bracket, right? Because this is the end. This is 11 o'clock. It's time to go home and go to the hotel and sleep. But I also played in this Super Smash Bros. 4 singles. This is also another tiered event. I have never played Smash 4 in my life. I played, I think, the DS version. I don't know if they're the same versions. And just like, I've never played Smash 4 before. Well, I sit down for my first set, right? And I'm like, hey, I play an ultimate character that's really, really good in Smash 4. And I pick Corrin on the select screen, right? And when I tell you this is some of the most fun I've had in a Smash game ever, I mean it, dude. Holy cow. Smash 4 Corrin is just like, you're comboing everything, you're killing off of random hits, and like, you're comboing up, down tilt into up air. Like, that is what I love when characters can combo down tilts into up airs, dude. As a kill confirm, yes, sir. That is my stuff. So I move on and I play my first match, right? It's okay. Like it. He didn't know what he was doing. I lose game one, and I'm like, nope, 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 not anymore. And I win that, and then I go on to fight my second match. I fight a Ganondorf player who switched to Fox game three, and I was like, huh, I'm kind of like feeling myself a little bit. Like, I'm really having some fun. Like, this is something I actually really enjoy. And then I move into grand finals. And that goes to game five, right? I'm really feeling it. I'm like, man, this is a rush. This is fun. This is cool. Like, I am enjoying myself right now. And and like, and this is like, I'm mixing it, right? So it's a mix of, and I wanted to fight this Roy, by the way, dude. This Roy was kind of cooking. Lose this match, right? We sit down and he's talking to me because this is after Smash Ultimate Grand Finals, and he's like, oh, you won a bracket already, right? Like, he's like joking around with me, like, oh, you won a bracket, you should let me win. And I'm like, ha ha ha, I can't really do that. Like, or I was like, it would be really funny if I could post on Twitter. Imagine the YouTube video. But when we sit down and bro, like, is walking on me, man. I'm playing way too passive, and I'm just like, holy cow. Like, dang, man, like, I am getting stomped. But I'm also kind of like giving it to him at the moment. Like, I'm like, okay, like, all right, like, let me gain some info on how you're playing the game, because as Spargo once said, the first set of grand finals don't mean anything. Because I tell you what, I lock in and I go to work, baby. Grand finals reset 3-0. I was like tool stalking him, dude. He would like keep trying to recover high, and I'd be like, back air. Oh, now you're off stage, and I'm just gonna go and fair. Like, you're done. You're done. It was crazy, dude. To be fair, like, this isn't like a crazy win, but like, this game, there's something about Korn in that game, man. Like, oh my gosh, please just remake that and make it to where like the character can't kill or something. Like, oh my gosh, I've never played a sword character where I felt so like fluid. And that's the story of how I destroyed Canada. I'm just better than all of Canada combined. I didn't fight a single one of their top players, but I'm better than all of Canada combined, dude.